zones. The next thing we're going to do is look at advanced options. Okay, so we're going to go into edit, and let's see if I can get this a little bit bigger maybe so we can see more stuff. Okay, building office type. Okay, we're going to use an office. It's going to make some assumptions based on the office. You'll notice right here that there are a number: parking garage, penitentiary, performing arts center, police station. Okay, and so what they have is several kind of base models. If we want to edit this, if we click on edit, we're going to set the outdoor air information. Okay, we can use air changes per hour if we want to. This might be, but since the outdoor air per person is 15 CFM per person, that's what we have to require by code. It's going to calculate the area of the building and the number of occupants, and then use 15 CFM per person. So the air changes per hour, that's of course could be estimated or calculated, but we're just going to use outdoor air per person. And then let's go back over here. Okay, building operating schedule, right now it's set to default. I'm not sure what the default is, but I'm going to assume that it's going to be 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. In other words, that they're going to air condition this. And, it could be 5 days a week, this with the assumption that nobody's going to come in on the holidays. I mean, on the weekends. But let's assume that it's just going to be 6 days a week. And then HVAC system. This is a pretty typical standard HVAC system. So we're just going to keep the central VAV, hot water heat, and chiller at a 5.96 COP, and boiler at 84% efficiency. That may be a little bit below code. I'd have to check that, but it'll be okay for what we're doing. And then, of course, we just edited the outdoor air information. The next thing we're going to change is the target percentage glazing. You'll notice this is set to 0% right here. And of course that means it's not going to put any glazing into the building at all, which would be ridiculous. But there also are certain limits, and I'm going to reference now the 2012 IECC code commentary. Okay, because if we look at page 80 of it, okay, that's 80%. Let's go to 80, page 80. You'll notice that the maximum area for fenestrations, that's glazed area including glazed doors, is 30%. Okay, that is set by code. If the municipality that you're working in says 30%, they're following the IECC code. Now, you can get around that 30% if you show them performance data that says the building performs better if we have 40, 50, 60%. You'll also notice here there's a stipulation here that if you're using daylighting, and areas with daylighting controls can go up to 40%, because they realize you may want more glazing in order to improve and here are some of the parameters. But we're just going to use 30%, assume there's no daylighting at this particular point of the building. So that's going to be kind of, in a sense, set by code. So we're going to say 30%. Okay. The next thing we see down here is target seal height. That's how far that window is going to be up off the ground. 2 foot 6 inches is a common, because that's 30 inches from the floor. And most desks are either 30 to 32 inches. So the window, as far as view and light, won't have any impact lower than that. So we'll just leave it at 2 foot 6 inches. Do we want the glazing shaded? Right now we'll just leave it unshaded. We could turn this on and then play with the shade depth, and it'll put automatic overhangs over the windows. But we're just going to use it. And then target percentage skylights. Of course, skylights would only be useful on the top floor, but so we're just going to leave skylights off at this particular point. Okay, so we've covered detailed modeling having to do with the glazing, and then building data. We're using office. Schedule. I thought I changed that to 12.6. We're going to use a central VAV. Outdoor air we're going to assume is 15 CFM per person. Export category, we're not going to use rooms, we're going to use spaces. Okay, if we were doing a schematic design, we use spaces. And then